as one of the lead singers of one of India's most beloved pop rock groups of the 90s and the first decade of the century, Arins. With many musical hits like Tera Hi Chehra, Ye Hum Diti Hai Kya, etc., he has more than 3.4 hits on his songs on YouTube, having performed in more than 800 concerts, including mega ones like Cine Awards, MTV, Channel concerts, etc. Narain has published and released more than 60 songs till date with international and national recordings. Before being handed over the reins of FTI as its director, he has held assignments for songs on drama divisions, Government of India as its director, Films Division, Government of India as its Director General. We extend a very warm welcome to you, sir. About introducing us today, Mr. Prasanna Kedash. He is a retired civil servant and author of 11 books, including short story collections, poems, translation, literary criticism, essays, and stories for children. Some of his notable books are Tell a Tale and Other Stories, Invisible Poet and Other Stories, The Mysterious Ladies and Other Stories, Kathapur Tales, River Song, O Krishna, O Sun, Yashoda's Sublime Song of Sorrow. He has translated from Sambalpuri, Odia, Sanskrit, and Urdu to English. We are very delighted to have you with us, sir. We're just waiting for Mr. DJ Narain to get his strings in order, and soon we'll begin with the discussion. I would like to ask the audience, are we excited for what you're going to see here today? For all the people still outside the hall, still outside the tent, we are going to start very soon with the session here at Abhirang. There's also going to be a musical performance. I request you all to not waste any more time and kindly come and find your seats, because soon I don't think this hall you'll be able to find a seat in this hall after a little amount of time. I would like to request the moderator, Mr. P.K. Dash, to at least kindly come on stage and tell us about Mr. DJ Narayan and
Hello, check.
the discussion for today.
चलो ठीक.
Thank you so much, Mr. Dash. Can we please have a round of applause for him? We have here Mr. DJ Narayan joining us. Can we please have a round of applause for him as well?
Thank you.
I hand over the session to you. Thank you, gentlemen.
I think everyone is amazed by that. Hello. That heavy, bhari awaz. Amazed by that. Please continue, sir.
Good evening, fans of music. At this late hour, I think it is the exact hour when it is time for music. And what a privilege to welcome DJ Narain, a real rock star. We just heard about his profile. It's awe-inspiring and a dynamo in terms of performance in a range of activities. And music is his passion. And this evening we are privileged to hear about his passion and the music and the contribution, how music, art, and films are an expression of our national culture and are also building it. So great to have you here,
Thank you, sir.
DJ. Oh, let me start with this. We expect DJ to also regale with us some of his memorable tunes during the course of this session. But before that, let's know a little bit more about. You are from Lucknow. I think you grew up in Lucknow, had your education in Lucknow. Lucknow is not the hot seat for rock music. So how did rock hit you?
See, rock is a state of mind. एंड इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी कि म्यूज़िक शहर में ही हो सकता है. I mean, Lucknow, no doubt, you have Bhatkandes and all that stuff. So generally, classical music dominate karta hai. There's no doubt about that part. But in 80s, when we were growing up, somehow that was a bit of a renaissance time for Lucknow. Just 70s, mein it was Delhi and Bombay. Then Pune started happening. Then other metros. Lucknow started opening up in mid 80s. And I remember for 15, 20 years, they were almost a rock band in every department. So it was that healthy competition and all that stuff started. We all wanted to be, being chased by girls and running around, you know. So that happened, yeah.
DJ taught economics in a university, believe it or not, and bright in academics. And he had written a letter to Milton Friedman also, Nobel Prize in Economics. And he was serious about pursuing economics as a profession. Taught for a year. Then, of course, he joined the civil service. So, from one end, your passion for academics, serious economic research, and then as an administrator, of course, you are director of FTII. So these two ends, and now that having resigned prematurely, about 4-5 years service you still had, but quit the service in 2022. So your beginning and quitting as a civil servant and now pursuing a passion. How do you see that beginning of your musical journey and which has brought to this moment?
I think so everything was very incidental in life, and each step ये होता था कि अच्छा पहुँच तो गए, so what, मतलब you joined IIT, लगा अच्छा so what, everybody wants to go IIT, then you become civil servant, अच्छा यही होता है. So you become disillusioned when you reach a position. So that kept happening, and somehow music was a constant companion. And during COVID, I mean, when I was during services, I was traveling and doing concerts, but some was always unfulfilled, पूरा रहता नहीं था. And the people whom जो हमारे contemporaries थे music में, I mean, Mika, Mohit Chauhan, Silk Route, and all stuff, they went to Bombay, and so I was under intense pressure by my family members and friends कि तुम क्यों नहीं करते हो वहाँ पे, your Aryans are so popular, you have such big hits, why aren't you doing it anymore? So तब हमें बॉम्बे के नाम से थोड़ा एनेथेमा था, नहीं बॉम्बे लोग, हम इंडी टाइप्स हैं, अपना करेंगे. So चलता रहा somehow music, but the moment I reached at COVID happened, मतलब सबको हुआ, तो it gave time to lots of people to do introspection कि ज़िंदगी क्या है, हम क्या कर रहे हैं, what do we want in life, and this is one life after all. And we had got, I was 56, 55 when COVID was all around, I mean 53, 54. So I realized in case 365 दिन के हिसाब से एक साल में अगर हम 70 साल किए जाए तो possibly 10,000 दिन ज़िंदगी के बाकी थे, जिसमें so all those thoughts that kept coming. So I thought कि let me follow my dream and passion. और मुझे लगा कि I had done enough in the civil services bureaucracy, जो करना था, value addition कम था. My batchmate just became secretary, इस कल बन जाएंगे, sorry 31 मार्च को बन जाएंगे. So I was additional secretary level पे थे, तो just waited, जैसी rank आया, then I said कि अब हो गया. So there was lots of surprises around. So
that was a bold move, DJ. I recall that this your big hit Tera Naam you released in 2022, and your first 5 albums, the last one, if I recall, was in 2006.
Yeah.
So 16 years you did no music.
I traveled a lot for concerts.
Okay.
पर म्यूज़िक हमें लग रहा था कि अपने मन का करना चाहिए. And there were lots of songs which happened for films, एक आध गाने किए, मज़ा नहीं आया. It wasn't very easy to sit with producer and director कि वो heroine वहाँ जा रही है और पीछे से ये वाला song करना है. We were very snobbish, and not snobbish, not the word, we had very huge pride on our nose कि we will not do those things which everyone is doing it. तो कर नहीं रहे थे म्यूज़िक, options थे sir, but bureaucracy was also keeping very busy. And then ज़िंदगी एकदम से गुजर गई, पता ही नहीं लगा. We kept doing concerts, but yes, albums नहीं करी. Technology also changed, sir. जब हम लोग थे तब cassettes and CDs were the key thing. And suddenly 2006, Kailash Kher's Diwani was the last major album that did fine. उसके बाद lots of people tried, there was no basis for the marketing. I mean, you are a product. I realized when I was at Indian School of Business. So we all are products in a particular technology domain. I mean, कुछ basis होता है. So as like Aryans were a brand name and a big thing for the cassettes and CDs as a product. The cassettes and CDs disappeared. So Aryans the brand name for the new generation wasn't there. अब imagine अमिताभ बच्चन अगर TV ना होता, कौन बड़े करोड़ नहीं होता, तो not many people new generation would not have known. So he reinvented himself. No, possibly so. New generation is watching OTT now. अगर जिसने OTT नहीं किया, possibly nobody would know Rajesh Khanna. आज की generation को नहीं पता who Rajesh Khanna was all about. Probably. Or so things have changed. So we were nothing as far as we were good in cassettes and CDs, but we were so we took also time to adjust to it. Now we are trying to come out of that.
You formed this band, the Aryans, in '97, a serving bureaucrat. And you held concerts all over, 800 concerts. You never took permission, and your bosses didn't find fault with you?
Sir, क्यों सर अभी रिटायरमेंट बाद अब रूल्स बदल गए हैं. आई कैन स्टिल बी होल्ड अप, बट जनरली सर ऑल थिंग्स यूज्ड टू डू ऑन वीकेंड्स में. जैसे फ्राइडे इवनिंग ख़त्म हुआ, आई यूज्ड टू बेग कि मुझे नॉर्मल असाइनमेंट दे, 10 से 5 वाला, 6 वाला. आई स्टार्टेड हैविंग प्रॉब्लम्स विद असाइनमेंट्स, वर नॉट हैविंग एनी टाइम. सैटरडे संडे कुछ मिल जाता था तो मैं वीकेंड फ्राइडे शाम को भाग जाता था जहाँ कॉन्सर्ट होता था. एंड बिफोर द डॉन ऑफ 9 बजे की सुई के पहले I was back in a different attire, different type. So I was having two lives, two personalities, Jekyll and Hyde bowling. Absolutely having two lives. Ki the other side would not recognize what was
without the sinister part in Jekyll and
without. वहाँ पे that's a different environment. वहाँ पे you are having a 500,000 बच्चे, 500 2-3 हज़ार बच्चे चीख रहे हैं, चिल्ला डी चीख रहे हैं, को साइन कर रहा है, ऑटोग्राफ हंटिंग हो रही लोग. It was mad house. I mean I have done concert जहाँ 40-40 हज़ार लोग भी आए. But fact remains, at the end of the day, 10 बजे you are once again back to deputy secretary or director or somebody, and the person is not knowing next to you ये करके आ रहा है ये. एक ही बार मिस्टेक हुआ था when I forgot. मैंने उस दिन में सोया नहीं था, and it was early in the morning. 6 बजे तक पूरे ऑटोग्राफिक सेशन फरीदाबाद में चलता रहे. उस दिन किसी कैंपस में कॉन्सर्ट था, उस दिन सोया नहीं. एंड उस दिन जब घर पहुँचे तो बच्चे के स्कूल जाने का टाइम हो गया, तो उसमें बिजी हो गए. स्कूल की बस मिस हो गई तो आई टू ड्रॉप टू स्कूल. 9-9:30 बजे कोई ऑफिस की मीटिंग थी, तो पहुँचे तो सीधे वेंट टू जेएस रूम. जेएस के साथ सेक्रेटरी के पास चले गए. सर 3 लोग थे वहाँ पे, सेक्रेटरी, जेएस एंड हम. तो ऑब्वियसली कोई इंस्ट्रक्शन देगा, आई एम सपोज टू नोट डाउन, सपोज टू लिसन. तो सेक्रेटरी सर मैं नाम नहीं ले रहा हूँ, तो बोला कि अच्छा ये करना है. तो जेएस हमने कहा ही इज़ आस्किंग मी. So then जेएस की पागल हो गया, आर यू लिसनिंग. देन ही सेड अगेन, सो ये हो जाएगा. देन ही इज़ आस्किंग मी. So Jay said, have you slept? मैंने कहा नहीं. सेक्रेटरी से सिर में देखा, कहते तुम सो जाओ. मैंने जाके फिर मैं एकदम 12 बजे एकदम से सोते सोते मेरी नींद जगी. मैंने कुछ तो हुआ था, that was not appropriate. मैं वापस भागा. जैसे हाँ बैठो, क्या हुआ था. कहते आई डोंट नो. वो सेक्रेटरी का मूड अच्छा था, नहीं तो मैं तो जाते ही जाता, तुम जाते मैं भी जाता. और इस तरीके से तो एवरीथिंग वेंट, बट दैट वाज वेरी, आई वेंट वेरी क्लोज व्हेन आई कुडंट स्विच ऑफ. दैट वाज ओनली टाइम.
When you are director of FTII Pune, how did you find the ambience and your trainees and students, and how did you handle the was it enjoyable? Were you able to contribute, and how did you gel with the student community?
Sir, it was a beautiful time. I was there for more than 4 years. So FTI में, I mean, I was not a normal bureaucrat उनकी नज़रों से. So hello. So it was very difficult putting discipline into them. तो क्योंकि जैसे रात में 12 बजे भी सपोज करिए कुछ एक्शन चल रहा है, और वो लोग तो सब आफ्टर कुछ रात में 11 बजे वो लोग पार्टी करना स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं. म्यूज़िक लगाया, डीजे पब्लिक प्लेस में खूब जोर से चिल्ला रहे हैं, और आसपास की नेबरहुड सोसाइटीज़ FTI में आसपास आ गई है. तो जैसे ही मैं उनको डांटने पहुँचूँ, they stop the music, they start singing my song. So इन क्राउड में एक साथ गा रहे हैं, हमने कि स्टॉप दिस, कहते सर आप तो अपने हैं सर. सो वो ख़त्म किया, फिर दूसरा गाना स्टार्ट कर दिया. तो दिस इज़ नॉट डन, आई फेल दिस इज़ नॉट डन, दिस इज़ नॉट डन. सो माई एबिलिटीज़ बिकेम माई kind of at time it used to make me restrict my discharge of this thing, because they used to take me more like an artist rather than bureaucrat, and we had wonderful time. I mean, I'm beautiful touch with them.
आपका वो एल्बम जिसमें शाहिद कपूर इज बेबी फेस्ड एंड दैट
आँखों
बिकेम
में.
insanely popular. Would you like to hum a tune from that?
I can hum it.
Yeah.
Is the other mic ready?
That was Shahid Kapoor's
इसको लगाइए
launch, this album. आप इसको सेट किए थे तो you can take it back.
नहीं, उसमें सेट होना चाहिए. It was other mic. उसमें लगा दीजिए.
देखिए जो सेट किए हैं उसी को दीजिए.
इसको बंद कर दीजिए. बंद कर दीजिए. इसमें लगा दो बेटा. तो फिर कैसे गाएंगे? नहीं हो नहीं पाएगा. सो इसका वॉल्यूम कम कर दो.
ये दे दो.
Added few lines.
इससे क्या होगा? मैंने गाना शुरू कर दिया है. दो.
Sorry for the hiccup with the. But thank you for playing it all the same. You can watch this video. It's on YouTube and on his own portal also, djnarain.com. He has uploaded all his major titles. So lovely. If you see the video, it's really well done. And the Tera Naam, which was released in 2022, Tera Naam also has how many? A few crores of followers, but wonderful, wonderful. So, when did you get your first guitar? And how did you get your first guitar?
Uh, Sir, I was pretty decent in academics. So I got fourth.
He is being modest. He was one of the top performing in academics in his batch.
So I got fourth position in यूपी बोर्ड. तो यूपी बोर्ड का वो फिर स्कॉलरशिप का पैसा था. तो 2 साल बाद सरकार ने कुछ लमसम पैसा मेरे को दिया. तो व्हेन आई वाज अबाउट टू फिनिश क्लास 12th तब वो एक कुछ 2-2,500 रुपये शायद इकट्ठा होकर आया था. 120 रुपये शायद मंथली कुछ था स्कॉलरशिप. सो उस पैसे को लेके लखनऊ में जगह अमीनाबाद. तो वहाँ पर आई थॉट कि मतलब घर में एक्सपेक्टेशन थी कि पैसे आ गए, नो ही गो एंड बाय सम बुक्स टू प्रिपेयर फॉर IITs एट्सेट्रा. तो पर इंसिडेंटली उसी चौराहे पे अमीनाबाद पे 3-4 म्यूज़िक की शॉप्स भी हैं. उसमें से एक शॉप नौशाद जी के कोई ग्रैंडसन थे, साजिद भाई थे, उनका था. तो बड़ी मैं हसरत भरी नज़रों से जब भी जो निकलता था देखा करता था. हमारा कॉलेज कॉलविन कॉलेज वो उसी रास्ते में पड़ता था, तो साइकिल डाउन वहाँ जाते थे. तो जैसे ही उस दिन पैसा मिला तो हैड टू गो टू द बुक स्टोर. तो वो दुकान पहले मिल गई बुक स्टोर के पहले. एम्बुश्ड बाय म्यूज़िक. सो वो पैसे लेके मैं गिटार स्टोर चला गया और 2-2.5 घंटे बाद 2,500 रुपये का म्यूज़िक सामान लेके एक गिटार इंस्ट्रूमेंट रिक्शे पे रख के वापस घर पहुंच गए. तो दैट वाज माय फर्स्ट गिटार, सर.
And how did your family receive your musical inspiration and spend?
आई वॉज वेरी लकी. मतलब किसी ने कुछ बोला नहीं, बट दे वर महा अम्यूज्ड. आई मीन देयर नो बडी हुज डन एवर म्यूज़िक इन माई फैमिली. इनफैक्ट उनको सारे गामा भी गाने बोले तो उनको घंटे लग जाएंगे सारे गामा को सातों करने के लिए. वो बाथरूम में भी नहीं कर पाते जनरली स्पीकिंग. माई ब्रदर्स, आई मीन, एंड वी हैव मोर ब्रदर्स एंड सिस्टर. सो जनरली दे आर नॉट, बट नो बडी रेज्ड एनी ऑब्जेक्शन. बट प्रॉब्ली आई वॉज लकी कि आई वॉज इनकरेज्ड कि कर लो टाइप्स. सो वाज लकी. वो दिन भर जो घर में अनशन गाते रहते थे वो सब सुनते थे, सहते थे. ऑल माई फ्रेंड्स जो अब बहुत यही बोलते हैं कि वो गाना तुमने मेरे सामने गलत बार गा के प्रैक्टिस किया था. वो गाना तुमने 100 टेक किए थे मेरे सामने. हॉस्टल रूम बैठ के तुमने ये किया था, तुम्हें याद है? मैंने कहा मेरे को याद है. कितना पकाया था मेरे को. सो नाउ दे आर हैप्पी. सो ऑल माई फ्रेंड्स एंड फैमिली मेंबर्स आर वेरी सपोर्टिव, वेरी लकी.
So you are a self-trained musician. You trained yourself.
Trained or untrained, I don't know. But yes, I was quite inspired from my cousins. They were also very good in academics. And तो जब पहले अगर पढ़ाई में ठीक ठाक हो तो छोटी मोटी चीज़ घर में चल अलाउ हो जाती है. बजा लो गिटार, बजा लो, गाना गा लो. केवल वही चीज़ करोगे तो भैया पढ़ाई लिखाई भी कर लो. सो पढ़ाई लिखाई में क्योंकि ठीक ठाक थे तो उनको वो लोग म्यूज़िक करते थे. तो उनका एक छोटा सा दोस्तों का एक ग्रुप था जिसमें एक गिटार बजाते तरुण मिश्रा, ही इज़ नॉट देयर, एंड माई ब्रदर जयंती. सो वी कॉल हिम, आई एम प्रोडक्ट ऑफ जयंती घराना. सो वो अपना झाम एसोसिएशन बोलते थे उसको. और घर में किसी के भी मूडन हो रहा है, रिश्तेदार गए जयंती को बुला लो. वो बेचारा अरे कल आ जाए, नहीं आज ही आओ. तो मूडन में बजा रहा है, घर की बर्थडे पार्टी उसमें जा रहा है, एनीथिंग. सो वी यूज्ड टू बी प्रीटी मच इन ऑफ देम कि कैसे गिटार पकड़ना, क्या करें. तो उनको गिटार जैसे पकड़ते थे अरुण मिश्रा जी, पॉसिबली आई लर्न उनको देख के. मैंने कहीं सीखा नहीं, बट द कॉम्बिनेशन दे वर होल्डिंग दिस वन सिस्टम, ऐसे पकड़ते हैं, फिर ऐसे 2-3 फ्यू वेज. सो वो हिट एंड ट्रायल करके पता लग गया कि ये आवाज़ सही नहीं है, ये आवाज़ सही है. तो जो सही थी, देयर मस्ट हैव बीन सम लेजिटिमेट कॉर्ड. आई रियलाइज दैट. सो वंस आई वाज परफॉर्मिंग एट सम लखनऊ, दिस प्लेस को रविंद्रालय. There was a guitarist called Badri, the greatest guitarist I have seen. He's no longer, he died at age 26 only. So, huge rocker he was. So, I asked him, can you help me? कहते हैं हाँ. So I was playing a song called Sandman. It was something like, ain't it foggy outside? कुछ ऐसा था song. So, he said, okay, yes. So, what is the chord? I said, ये है. कहते, what is the name of the chord? हमने ये है. सो कहते कुछ तो, कहते तुम बजा रहे, तुम आइडिया नहीं है. मैंने कहा नहीं. यू प्ले ऑल द कॉर्ड्स. मैंने पूरे गाने के 6-7 कॉर्ड्स पूरे बजा दिए. कहते तुम बजा रहे हो, यू नो क्लू, यू प्लेइंग ए माइनर, बी माइनर, डी माइनर. मैंने कहा नहीं. तो कहते अच्छा, बट आई फेल्ट इट्स नॉट द करेक्ट थिंग. सो आई वेंट टू वन बुक स्टोर. सो आई बॉट अ बुक, बेसिक कॉर्ड्स. तो उसको एक बार मैंने देख लिया. And never after that, ki, this is what I'm doing. So this is minor, this is 7th I'm playing, this is 9th I'm playing, this is G I'm playing. So that's it. They haven't learned, but inspired, I would say.
That's That's really fascinating. So,
आपका आवाज़ नहीं आ रही. His mic, please.
okay. Okay. So, when you set up the Aryans, how did you spot the accompanying talents?
Sir, I think music is more about. I think I'm into music because दोस्ती है. और पहले भी it was all about friendships, and I think that's why we continued, because we have hell of a lot beautiful time जब हम लोग jam करते हैं, travel करते हैं, या you joke around. They're all बचपन के साथी आपके, बाद में और साथी जुड़ गए, पर essentially it's very informal gathering and nobody picked up anybody. Yes, लखनऊ में ज़रूर थे कि जब हम लोग पहली बार मिले थे तो I was having my class, I was taking a lecture, monetary economics का seminar tutorial was happening. Suddenly दरवाजा एकदम से खटाक से खुल गया. वो होता है ना, कुछ दरवाजे बंद हो जाते हैं एकदम, धक्का तो खुल जाते हैं उस तरीके वाला. तो हमारा देन सो कॉल्ड सेल्फ डिक्लेयर्ड मैनेजर दरवाजा करा, डीजे क्या है, गुल्लू को जानते हो क्या? नहीं नहीं, एल्विस का आता है, एल्विस का आता है. बाहर खड़ा है कॉरिडोर में. हमने कहा अच्छा. बाहर देखा, गुल्लू दूर खड़ा हुआ था, थोड़ा सा शाय कि लिटिल अनसर्टेन कि डीजे क्या बोलेगा. तो मैंने कभी आया क्लास में एंड आई फॉरगॉट. गुल्लू के साथ निकल गए. देन वी सैट इन अ कैंटीन एंड तो सडनली जब क्लास ख़त्म होने, सर आप क्लास वापस नहीं आएंगे. मैंने कहा मेरी लाइन ही वापस नहीं आने वाली अब. क्लास तो छोड़, तो भूल जाइए. सो वी वर वेरी गुड फ्रेंड्स. पिकअप नहीं किया. इट इज़ द दोस्ती जो कहाँ काउंट करी, जो दिस अबाउट दैट, लाइक दैट. One of the Aryan's band members is from Bhopal only. I was here in 96 for some time for कुछ government के कुछ assignments थे. I was here. So met Sadhu, and he's the one with long hair. So he's from Bhopal only. We met. और उसके साथ भी ऐसे ही हुआ. He was recommended to my boss, then boss. He said कि DJ वो Sadhu है, and he used to sell, he was a medical representative at that time. Now he's medicine factories, उसकी अपनी है, he's become big time. So he does music very well. मेरे भाई के पास आता है, he's a doctor. तो वो क्या कहते हैं, तुमसे मिलो, उससे मिलो. हमने कहा why not. तो I was sitting in office, suddenly one shy guy with दाढ़ी लगा के ऐसे बैठा हुआ था, मुँह नीचे करके. तो तुम सदू? कहते हाँ मैं सदू. उसके साथ ऑफिस छोड़ के घर चले गए. And so that also became a long lasting friendship. So we never picked up, but दोस्त बन गए.
So, DJ, your kind of music is it's very difficult to put a genre description of this, but let's call it alternative music, or inspired largely by Western music. How do you see it in the Indian context, where English proficiency is really marginal, even today? When you come to songs with lyrics, the lyrics do not speak. Of course, instrumental music is agnostic, but how do you visualize, like the great ones which have been insanely popular world over? Is there a limitation to that kind of music for the Indian audience?
Sir, there are two things to it. जो हमारा जो ऑल्टरनेट म्यूजिक बोलते हैं, पॉप रॉक या कुछ ही बोलते हैं, इंस्ट्रूमेंटेशन इज ओनली पार्ट ऑफ इट, एंड इट इज़ व्हाट द लिरिक्स आर सेइंग. जनरली जो पॉप रॉक इंडिपेंडेंट म्यूजिक होता है, दे आर नॉट नॉर्मल फिल्मी स्क्रिप्ट्स और सॉन्ग्स. दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सम सोशल इशू, और दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट सम एस्पेक्ट ऑफ लाइफ विच इज़ जनरली नॉट रिप्रेजेंटेड. तो वेदर लैंग्वेज कोई भी हो, एज लॉन्ग एज those values and those thoughts are being represented to music, India में भी alive रहेगा. And as far as the instrumentation part is concerned, that is becoming quite global now. बाहर इंडिया सब जगह थोड़ा वो नेटिविटी आ जाती है जिस कंट्री में, जिस स्टेट में, तो थोड़ा ऐड हो जाता है. पर इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ, इवन इन स्पाइट ऑफ द लैंग्वेज थिंग, दैट पॉप रॉक जॉनरा वुड बी थ्राइविंग, और एनी इंडिपेंडेंट दिस थिंग. एंड एक चीज़ और नोटिस करी है, you know, I am a student of sociology also. So what is there? There's something called theory of functionalism. Weber said, and Parsons, Talcott Parsons also said, कि anything that is serving as any institution or any custom or any cultural thing or any social norm or any activity that is persisting for a long time, it is invariably serving some social or cultural necessity, filling that gap. So music जो है सर, जैसे इंडिया में डोमिनेंट म्यूज़िक फिल्म म्यूज़िक है, जहाँ जहाँ हमारा हिंदी फिल्म म्यूज़िक है, साउथ म्यूज़िक है, वहाँ वहाँ पे इंडिपेंडेंट जॉनरा हम लोग का बहुत मुश्किल है सर्वाइव करना. इट्स लाइक समुद्र. अब समुद्र के अंदर एक तालाब की आइडेंटिटी कैसे होगी, तो वहाँ पे मुश्किल है. पर रेस्ट ऑफ द स्टेट्स इन इंडिया लेट्स से पंजाब है या आपका बंगाल, अब वो बीच में डाउन हो गया था फिल्म म्यूज़िक फिल्म्स का, but वहाँ पर नॉर्थ ईस्ट है, अदर स्टेट्स इवन सम पार्ट्स ऑफ द भोजपुरी साइड में भी थे. वहाँ पे इंडिपेंडेंट इसलिए थ्राइव करा क्योंकि दैट म्यूज़िक इज सर्विंग ए सोशल कल्चरल नेसेसिटी जो फिल्म पूरा नहीं कर रही है. तो पॉप रॉक और इंडिपेंडेंट स्टफ रहेगा इंडिपेंडेंट ऑफ द arrangements.
So does this kind of music speak more to the younger generations, the Gen Z, and is it something to do with youth culture? Do you think older people would relate less to this kind of music?
सर इंडिपेंडेंट म्यूज़िक रहेगा. जैसे पंजाब का ले लें, पंजाब में भी उनके अपने बैलेड्स होते थे जो ओल्डर पीपल सुनते थे, और न्यू एज की डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ म्यूज़िक सुनते थे. म्यूज़िक वॉज फिलिंग अ नेसेसिटी, नीड थी. यंगस्टर्स वुड लाइक न्यू एज काइंड ऑफ म्यूज़िक, नो डाउट मोर. सो पूरे सुनेंगे.
The earlier bands were called beat groups. So because of the dominant beat and it's actually enrapturing. But that kind of beat is available in many of our folk music and regional music. Do you think there is a parallel between what is touted as the global alternative music and that kind of robust beat in our folk music?
सर पैरेलल तो है, पर जहाँ पर अच्छी रिदमिक बीट्स मिल जाती हैं दैट सॉन्ग और दैट थिंग वुड बिकम जनरली मोर पॉपुलर और पेपियर. वी आई मीन म्यूजिक, वंस अगेन आई एम सेइंग, वी ऑल आर वेरी स्ट्रेस्ड आउट इन लाइफ.
Can you give an example from the Beatles or something? That hook and that repeat, which
बीटल्स का हुक्स तो
when did you first hear the Beatles?
बीटल्स आई हर्ड इन 80 व्हेनेवर जब गिटार खरीदा जब, तभी तो दो चीज़ गड़बड़ एक साथ हो गई.
Just out of school.
जस्ट आउट ऑफ क्लास 12 और सो. नहीं सुनना चाहिए था पर सुन लिया गलती से, और इस चक्कर में आज मैं यहाँ पर हूँ.
So this one, what do you think about Norwegian wood, where the first time sitar was also introduced?
Oh, wow.
Norwegian wood, and
सर पार्टी ये खत्म कर लेते हैं, आराम से बैठेंगे आपके साथ.
I
बहुत
I once had a girl with me, or should I say a girl?
she once had me.
Those memorable lines.
Oh wow. I mean, yes, you see, why some music is global and becomes everlasting, this thing, they experimented with so much. And this was Ravi Shankar's influence. That is 1965. This is Rubber Soul album, Norwegian Wood. Yeah. So it's one of the good songs, favorite songs of mine also. I mean, all songs are there. So it's a huge... I mean, India में अब experiment होने लगे हैं, I would say.
And Harukami wrote a whole novel on Norwegian wood.
Yeah.
Just the protagonist remembers that tune, Beatles tune, and Harukami has written an amazing novel.
Yeah. So
Tell us a little more about how this kind of music has been in Hindi film music, Bollywood especially. I don't know about the other. How this kind of music has found space. Great music directors have also used rock, pop, and alternative music. Can you give us a few examples?
I think one of the great examples would be R.D. Burman's stuff. पहले भी था,
Dam Maro Dam.
दम मारो दम था, and then आरपीजिएटर्स जैसे जाने जा उसके साथ जो पीछे चल रहा है, it's a wonderful arpeggiators that was used in late 60s by some of the Western bands. And this guy was, R.D. Burman was absolutely a master. And it's Dam Maro Dam is still a rock classic. I mean, I still remember one of my best shows was when I was in college. I've done so many shows, but when I did a show in Lucknow in one of the girls' degree college, वो हमारे लिए Grammy था उन दिनों कि वहाँ पे पहुँच गए, so life was achieved. It was a show where, I mean, boys were not allowed to perform, and we were called to perform there, so हमारे लिए life was done. We don't need to do music anymore. So it was like that. So वहाँ पे we did this song, R.D. Burman का then in a rock form. And it was, I mean, I can't forget that feeling then when we're singing that rock with along with overdrive and all that stuff. It is so evergreen, Dam Maro Dam. and R.D. Burman and all these songs. Usable.
So when you are a director of this, your course delivery or talking to these young boys and girls who are looking for a career in theater, drama, music, or the technical aspects, how did you, is it possible to instill a kind of national agenda in it?
Oh my God.
No, because you have been director.
Yeah, yeah,
How
yeah.
did you feel? Was it possible? Because one would think that music, theater, and these are really independent of any agenda.
See, agenda to, you see, it's very difficult question to answer, I must say. But fact remains, we are all having our own thoughts and opinions. And बहुत सारी चीज़ें हम लोग करते हैं sometimes कुछ social issues को लेकर एजेंडा तब आएगा when you're talking about society as a whole कि हमें क्या करना है. So वो हमारे आई वुड से पॉपुलर म्यूज़िक में तो नहीं है, बट येस इंडिया में फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से सपोज मुझे ये मैं चक दे इंडिया लगाना बार बताता हूँ कि हाउ ही वाज आस्क्ड टू कंपोज अ सॉन्ग जिसमें कि दे कुड गैल्वनाइज द मासेस. तो अभी भी एंड दे कंपोज द सॉन्ग चक दे इंडिया. अभी भी कोई मैच होता है कुछ होता है, इट्स द होल क्राउड सैंग, इट जस्ट एनर्जाइजेस एवरीवन अप. सो सम पीपल डू इट लाइक दैट. एंड यू सी आप एजेंडा आप उसमें मान सकते हैं कि फॉर एग्जांपल I mean, you have, when you talk about bigger national issues, agenda would come in. But मैं उनको ये तो नहीं कह सकता FTI में कि or any place कि you have this kind of an agenda. But yes, ये ज़रूर कहेंगे कि you compose a song which is close to your heart. The moment you compromise on your integrity, then you lose yourself.
DJ, the audience has been very patient. We have been talking, and when a rock star is here, he should be talking less, and I should be talking none at all. So now I think for the next 10-15 minutes, I think you should give your choices. Give us your signature tunes and
Is the mic functioning?
let's enjoy your music a bit.
हेलो चेक. अरे बाप, इसको इसमें लगा दीजिए वाले दिस बिट. नहीं लग पाएगा. दिस इज नॉट ट्यून. So what do you want to hear? Okay, so I'll sing what you guys would know more. जाने जा ढूंढता फिर रहा ढूंढ तुम्हें रात दिन मैं यहाँ से वहाँ जाने जा ढूंढता फिर रहा ढूंढ तुम्हें रात दिन मैं यहाँ से वहाँ मुझको आवाज दो छुप गए हो सनम तुम कहाँ जाने जा ढूंढता फिर रहा ढूंढ तुम्हें रात दिन
Thank you, DJ. You are not used to performing for small audiences. 30-40 हजार लोग होने से then you feel inspired. We are just before this. Actually, I was overawed. He has prepared so meticulously about 5 printed pages. He has jotted down thoughts. These are things that we need to
Sure,
discuss
sure.
with the audience. Amazing. So you are a research scholar and really passionate and dedicated about it. I suggested to him that you must write an erudite article on this. Amazing. How much thought you have put into this session. We are really privileged. Let me ask you something about, of course, this music you have practiced for the last 25, 30 years or more, and obviously you are passionate, that's why you brought. What do you want to do next? You have floated an initiative, I think, what is that? Clap trap? Kala clap. So,
Hello.
tell us about.
Okay, so I mean, I'm glad that you आपने इसकी चर्चा करी. There's something very good that is going to happen very very soon, and that is since we are sitting at a place called Bharat Bhavan, which is a mecca for art and culture and different kind of crafts. So this is called Kala Clap, and it's an app and it's a portal. It's a startup. It's a DPA registered startup. Sir knows about it. So we just finished its technology stack. हो गया हमारा complete. 2-3 बार उसको फिर से करना पड़ा. It says find your artists and art gurus next door. All arts, 23 arts and around 8,000 subcategories. Any artist, anything from music to dance to DJ to a Rangoli person to even spiritual arts to a voiceover artist to an actor to a painter to a sculptor to a poet, anything you can think of. Generally हम लोग पूछते हैं ना किसी को जानते हो क्या? You can refer. So वो जानते वाला concept खत्म हो जाएगा. The moment you think of any need at a hyper local level, offline and online दोनों. कि सपोज यू वांट टू कोई बाहर है वांट टू लर्न समथिंग तो ऑनलाइन भी कर सकते हैं ऑफलाइन किसी को करना है हाइपर लोकल लेवल आपको घर में बच्चों को ट्यूशन सिखाना है परफॉर्मेंस करानी है सीखना है कहीं भी कुछ भी यू कैन रियली एंड इट इज़ गोइंग टू एम्पावर द आर्टिस्ट बिकॉज दे विल बी अवेलेबल देयर नाउ दे वी आर एक्सपेक्टिंग इनफैक्ट जो हमारी पंच लाइन बनी है सर एक ढूंढो मिलेंगे हज़ार ये है आर्टिस्टों का महाबाजार और दूसरा ऑफलाइन हो या ऑनलाइन अब आर्टिस्टों की बोला ऐसे ही ऑफलाइन हो या ऑनलाइन अब आर्टिस्टों के पीछे लगेगी लाइन you know so this is what the plan is all about. We hope it goes big because our intention we formed during COVID time. So many people were not having work. We thought let's put in our resources as artists. हमें जैसे need कई बार महसूस करी है. I mean we were performing in Northeast. हमारा drummer filled it, and there was no way we could source a drummer. Had we be having that information, we do find इनके इतने सारे जो इवेंट एजेंसीज होती हैं मैनेजर्स होते हैं अच्छी बात है but there's big opacity about the availability, the pricing and all that stuff. पर हम इनको सपोर्ट करना चाहते हैं और आर्टिस्ट नेक्स्ट डोर टैलेंट के साथ भरे पड़े हुए हैं with so much of skill set, yet they are looking for work. You मिल जाए तो अच्छी बात है. अगर वो इन्फॉर्मेशन अवेलेबल होगी तो इवन इफ द पर्सन आई मीन तब असाइनमेंट मिलेंगे. नीड इज ऑल्सो जनरेटेड ऑन द अवेलेबिलिटी ऑफ इन्फॉर्मेशन. आपको पता है आपके बगल बच्चा कोई अच्छा मैजिक करता है जैसे जादू दिखाता है आपको इन्फॉर्मेशन अरे उसको बुला लो यार ही डू जादू आपने उसको 1,000 रुपये 2,000 रुपये दिए उसका बट यू आपकी पार्टी बन गई. समबडी इज वंडरफुल वायलिन प्लेयर नेक्स्ट डोर और आपकी सोसाइटी में यू नो कम कॉल हिम ओवर. So it's like that also. So we're looking to generate more assignments. It's something that the dream project at the moment. इंडिया में करीब 3 करोड़ आर्टिस्ट हैं सब तरीके के all 20 आर्ट्स मिला के and not more than 4 lakhs artists having regular work. Rest all are looking for periodic assignment. मिल जाए तो अच्छी बात as a additional income, but not on regular basis. We are looking at it should become a regular basis of income and more recognition, more honor, more money for them.
It's a great thought.
शाम खत्म हो रही माइक भी सो रहा है सर. It's okay.
Okay, I think my voice will carry. No, it's okay. It's a great initiative. We wish you all the success, DJ. And this need to connect the artist and somebody who is willing to learn, or so connecting the disciple with the guru
Absolutely.
next door.
Yeah.
And also, now that the kind of traditional patronage is not available to a lot of artists, it's great that you have thought of
Online.
helping the artist online, so that they are also able to earn a living.
Yes.
Like, you don't live by talent alone. You need to find users, and this connecting the users, a talent pool and a potential user. This is a great thought. We wish you all
I'll
the
genuinely, it was not my plan to do marketing or anything like that, this thing, but it's a wonderful crowd. We would genuinely need the support of people to refer people कि उसमें जाके join कर ले. There's nothing for us in this thing, but artists should get work. We are looking at, I mean, the dream is to be the Amazon of the art services and Byju's of the art tuitions. That is the dream. So we got pre-revenue funding, something. We're just proceeding.
Wish you all the success. I just recall currently reading Ravi Shankar's wonderful autobiography, My Life, My Music. There he has made a very important observations. Of course, Ustad Ullauddin Khan of Maihar was his guru at Banaras. He has written that any serious musician needs at least 7 years of training. If somebody thinks they can learn in 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years, he says that is the kind of discipline that Baba, they used to address Ustad Ullauddin Khan as Baba. He expected that you would move to the next raga only when you have mastered the initial raga. The raga, tala, only when your foundation is strong, you will move to the next level. So that you are creating a space where people who want to learn and people who have the talent to help people, they can be connected.
Sir.
And those who are serious can pursue it more vigorously. You mentioned something about the hook or the repetitiveness which really makes a song or an album very popular. Can you give one or two examples, quick?
अरे तो बहुत ही But you're a boy, make a big noise. We will rock you. We'll rock it. Keeps on going. It comes and we'll rock you. It becomes an anthem for, I mean, so many generations. It is like that. You go to any big, So let the lots of songs जहाँ पे hook होता है. Hook generally it's easy. वो 3-4 hook छोटा हो, बहुत बड़ा hook भी ठीक नहीं चलेगा. And Beatles were master in that. She Loves You, yeah, the first song. Yeah, yeah, yeah. She loves you, yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah was the hook. We'll rock is a hook. So even in India में जो सॉन्ग जो पॉपुलर होते हैं आप ले लें जैसे कौन सा दलेर मेहंदी तुनुक 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 दारा तुनुक तुनुक you do something keep repeating कोई माने ना हो but you still hook on to something and people look to get energized, people look to feel happy. दुखी गानों में hook नहीं होता है तुम कहाँ गए बार बार नहीं चलेगा.
Would you think in Sanskrit devotional poems or of any language like Om Jai Jagadisha Hare or Bhaja Govindam, the repetition of the Dhruva Pada, in Sanskrit it is called Dhruva Pada. So after every stanza there is a repetitiveness of the core statement. Is that a hook?
It's a hook. It's a nobody defined it, but somehow things evolve like that. So therefore saying कि even just when I was talking Weber and Parsons, even evolution of certain things musically also within that has a relevance. अगर उसकी relevance ना होती तो वो evolve करके sustain नहीं करता. अगर कुछ खराब, suppose you make a खराब melody or something which is not musically sound or which is not easy to hear, which is not sounding, वो लोग experiment करते हैं चला जाता है.
We'll take 2 or 3 questions. Before that, let me fire a quiz to you. Judge Harrison's son's name.
Dhani.
Yeah, that's a Sita. How could you not know Dhani? So, those who are hearing it for the first time, Dhani, of course, is the 6th and 7th note of our Saptaswaras. Bismillah Khan at London gave a small, he was talking about music. He said that all the religions of the world talk of different gods. Music speaks of only 7 swaras. Wherever, is it Western music or any music talks of the seven central swaras. That's why music is God, and no dispute about it. You passed the test. And which is your most favorite Beatles song?
अरे सर, बहुत मुश्किल है जवाब देना क्योंकि बहुत सारे गाने वो पसंद हैं, पर ये कुछ सॉन्ग्स की तो थोड़ी लॉन्जिविटी ज़्यादा होती है, विच इज़ गॉट रेलेवेंस ज़्यादा हो जाती है. सो आई वुड से फॉर एग्जांपल Hey Jude of Paul McCartney is it goes for a long time. It says don't carry the world on your shoulder. Essentially this कि तुम परेशान मत हो, दुनिया को सब carry on with your life. Life goes on. Then post Beatles, I think Imagine by John Lennon has really passed the test of time. Imagine there's no heaven. Imagine no country. You may say I'm a dreamer, but I'm not the only one. You know, so there are lots of songs. I mean, why they're great? Because not only Beatles are, I feel, the greatest, but there are lots of other people, bands which are very great. They survive those test of time, few things. So Beatles ka ye to hai.
There is a band called Nicotine in Indore, and Indore has emerged into the rock scene because of Nicotine. Would you tell something about Nicotine?
Yes, sir. I haven't heard much about. I've heard about the name, but I didn't get the honor to or opportunity to listen to them.
And
but yes,
why-
Indore's doing very fine.
And why was Shillong the rock capital of India?
There are two reasons. As I said, कि इतनी बड़ी population है which is not having a film as a culture. Music कहीं पर भी हो दुनिया की, even अफ्रीका में जहाँ फिल्में इतनी नहीं बनेंगी certain areas में, साउथ अमेरिका में, सेंट्रल एशिया में, it serves a social and cultural necessity. So that music in Northeast is serving a social cultural necessity. Lou Majau is a Bhagwan वहाँ पे. Even Zubin Garg, I mean Zubin Garg has sung Hindi also, but he's a real rock star. You go and see जो बाहर लगता है कि वेस्ट में होता होगा rock stars. He's having that status and the impact he's having on the life there. So even the best of the Hindi film singers, the biggest one, would not have that status what Zubin has in Northeast.
Why have so few Indian musicians won Grammys? Is it because they are unfamiliarity with Indian talent, Indian music, or why would you think so?
So, वो could be one important part of it. I would say कि non-familiarity is definitely an issue. Unless until मैं able to appreciate award कहाँ से देंगे. No doubt, ये element होगा. Yet at the same time, I do feel maybe I'm stoking a controversy out here, but fact remains in terms of Indian. See, दुनिया के हर country के melody जो notes होते हैं, वो unique होते हैं, सबको पसंद आते हैं. आप Arabic चले उनको हमें भले नहीं समझ में आएगा, but they love them. आप Italian चले oh my love, यहाँ बोले क्या कर रहे हैं, but fact remains they love it. तो हर country का अपना music, उसकी melody structure लोग रफ करते हैं. इंडिया का melody structure बहुत strong है. Yet somehow I feel, as far as the arrangement parts are concerned and the recording process concerned, West is way ahead of India. In terms of the complete musical arrangement के बाद, they're much more focused. India में होता है as a mass, as a volume. No doubt India में भी कुछ लोग कर रहे हैं अच्छा काम. But as a nation, the quality of arrangements and recording, we are not up there. So जो एक suppose करिए third Grammy में, it is not just the English listening, people are giving honors. वहाँ पे काफ़ी neutral, different languages के लोग भी होते हैं. So assuming उसने Spanish सुन रहा है, या Arabic सुन रहा है, or let's say some other Swahili में कुछ गाना सुन रहे हैं, or some other language. Assuming वो सुना उसमें उसको लगा कि गाना, he's not understanding the words of it उतना ज़्यादा, but voice to voice and in terms of the recording production, उनका थोड़ा सा different होता है.
Do you love Natu Natu?
Natu Natu is a very good example of a song which is done very fine. I wish ऐसे और भी हों, पर generally बाहर वो भी song popular, इसमें Natu Natu में देखिए आपकी hook था, Natu Natu Natu. And also of late, lots of songs which got lots of big choruses, generally they became more popular. Huge, उसमें काफ़ी chorus है.
Slumdog Millionaire?
Slumdog Millionaire was a different ball game altogether. I think movie became more popular साथ में than this thing. It's a good song. उसका भी क्या कहते हैं, उसके जो hook line गाने की क्या थी? That's Jai Ho. Because Jai Ho has a very nice positive, So Jai Ho goes to crescendo. So it's got that sense of giving that energy at that level. Yeah.
So now 2 or 3 questions we can take.
Sir, only one question. We're very short on time.
You are the master, so
He looks like a rocker.
Good
Bob
evening.
Marley influence?
Jimi Hendrix.
Jimi Hendrix.
I'm a musician, I'm a drummer, and I have my
Oh,
own
wow.
studio here.
Okay.
I've been pursuing music for a long time.
Yeah.
But as you said, that music comes from within, and if you lose that, then you lose everything. But to make it in music, if you look at what the labels are actually going in for and what the paradigm shift has happened, where you're supposed to go with a particular algorithm, that these are the things that is needed in a song for it to be a hit. So whether you should kill your मतलब दिल पे पत्थर रख के आपको क्या वो popular चीज़ बना के आगे बढ़ना चाहिए at this point, or should you still do what you feel like doing? And
What's a good name?
I'm Sarthak, sir.
सार्थक. वैसे मेरे ड्रमर का नाम भी सार्थक था जो भोपाल आया.
Sarthak Raikwar.
Yeah.
I know him.
Okay. So what you've raised is a question that I must say I'm also grappling with for a long time, and this was the reason I didn't go for the music companies and films for a long time. बीच में जो period था. But I would suggest one thing, possibly शायद आप लोगों को सर नहीं idea होगा. Music is so much determined कि पहले 3 सेकंड में क्या कहना है. तो सपोज करिए आपने सॉन्ग बनाया हुआ है एंड यू हैव टू कट इट एंड देन ट्वीक इट कि पहला 3 सेकंड में एम आई एबल टू गिव ऑडियंस सफिशिएंट अटेंशन स्पैन टू हुक टू उसको पकड़ ले. नो सपोज करिए इसने डेवलप किया कोई सॉन्ग जिसमें कि सॉन्ग बिल्डअप हो रहा है, जिस उस पॉइंट पर आके ही उसकी बात कहनी है. म्यूजिक ऑल्सो एज ए इंपॉर्टेंट नेसेसिटी, उसको बिल्डअप करना, उसको बातें कहनी है. पर म्यूजिक कंपनी भाई साहब आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू पुट एनी पेनी ऑन यू. वेयर इज द फर्स्ट 3 सेकंड? पहले तो ऑडियंस अटेंशन स्पैन आया तो आया एंड सोशल मीडिया की वजह से. सो वी आर ऑल पार्ट, वी एज अ सोसाइटी हैव चेंज्ड. एंड तुम बोलो कि सोशल मीडिया में तुम वो कोई ऐसा पीस देख लें तुमने जो 2 मिनट के बाद तुम्हारा इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट आने वाला है, तुम कहानी कहना चाहते हो, कोई अच्छी बात कहना चाहते हो नहीं पाया क्योंकि वो तो 5 सेकंड में देखें आगे बढ़ देगा, स्लो कर ले. तो आई वुड सजेस्ट मिडवे सोल्यूशन टू दिस थिंग, दो जो हमारे टाइम में नहीं था, बट आई एम गोइंग टू यूज़ इट नाउ. आई वुड सजेस्ट तुम भी ऐसा कर सकते हो. While on one part you do few things which suits many people. Even Beatles से मैं वो अपने बहुत सारे सॉन्ग ऐसे करते थे बिकॉज उनकी डिमांड आती थी यार ये कर दो.